All right. So we are at day 7, and we are talking today about what it really looks like to bring in 10K in 30 days. So let's do a quick recap. We got a special guest with us. So hang on, y'all. So, we talked about setting intentions and leaving the idea of making it a goal and more of setting the attention and attracting what it is that we wanted. And then we put together the plan. And for a lot of us, it was overwhelming and a big burden to try to do $10,000. But really, you're already part of the way there because most of us are already bringing in some form of income. So part of the strategy was to take what you already bring in and figure out what is the amount you need to add to it in order to bring in 10K. And then figure out what are the skills that you have that you can sell, and then package it, make an offer. So day 4, we talked about pitching your services. Now, this is a part that a lot of people turn away from because they don't want to pitch the services. We're so accustomed to working for free and having people tell us, girl, I couldn't do this without you. I sure appreciate you. This was so great that you was able to do this and not get paid when simply we need to find people who need what we have. We're solving their problem and pitch to them. And then once we pitch, we got to make an offer to work with them, which was what day 5 was about. And then yesterday, I talked to y'all about all the folks who having a hard time with follow through and excuses. We're on day 7 and you ain't did the stuff from day 2, 3, and 4. That means we got a problem. You're not able to follow through and you're making excuses and you're letting yourself off the hook. And the reason that you're doing that is because you haven't developed the belief in yourself, your services, and how you can support people. So I thought it would be really helpful to bring us someone who is in the process right now, is good and fresh. So I am so happy to introduce to you all Miss Tanjarae Porter of Cultivated Connections, an arts educator and business owner. Welcome, Tanjarae.
How y'all doing? Hey, Dr. D.
All right. So Tanjarae, this is an exciting month for you. Mm-hmm. You got lots of stuff going on and you are well on your way to your 10K this month. First of all, before we tell them how you're doing this, how does that feel to know that this is going to be a really lucrative month for you?
Where do I start? It feels amazing. It feels so amazing. One of the reasons why it feels like an answered prayer. Let me name that. It feels like an answered prayer. And one of the reasons why I say that is at the beginning December, I decided to sit down and have like a whole plan with me session with myself, and also show, like, be transparent about what it was that I was doing or not doing in my business, because my business will be 3 years old in October. And I'm like, wait, girl, you ain't really made no money. So I remember praying to God and literally writing in my journal of all the desires that I would love for God to do for me was God will provide opportunities for my gifts to make room for me. And baby, Big G is showing up and showing out right now. OMG. You've been showing out all year, but you're really showing out right now.
So you done tapped into that godly trust fund that I always tell people about. But here's the thing. Okay, so we're talking about creating income. Mm-hmm. So you do arts education. Mm-hmm. You do professional development, you do trainings, you've done conferences, mm-hmm. and all of those things, but you have another set of skills and talents. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So my other set of skills, of course, all things creativity, but I love designing. I consider myself as one of the top designers. And of course, but that system is my favorite. And that joy designing started when I was 14. So when I started thinking about it, like, girl, you've been professional with this thing, even as a kid doing this work. Yes. So I landing pages, workbooks, even curriculum development has become a thing for that aspect of my Ivy Prince design studio business, offering that service. So it gets to merge my two worlds together. Social media posts, social media strategy. Yeah, Ivy Prince does a lot of stuff over here, but it was all of the things that I was already doing for myself and giving away freely for a while to others until I had to like take that back and pull the reins back of like, no, this is a skill and a strategy that you could also be, making money from, making additional income from. So yeah.
Okay, so tell us this, because this is one of the things that I talk to the ladies about. A lot of times we get so focused on our role. I'm a teacher.
Mhm.
We get focused on our role. I'm an arts educator, that we fail to realize we have skills that help us to do that role well, but the skills are what we're selling. And so you said you were giving them away for free.
It was.
What made you start selling them? What's made you start saying you need to pay me?
Mindset shift. Let's start there. Mindset shift of the fact that God gave me a talent that a lot of people don't have. I have an eye like none other. The way my brain works is like none other. And like God gave me that. He gave nobody else that. He might have had, but it looked different. He gave me that. So it was that mindset shift of honestly knowing my worth and knowing that the gift that I bring changed lives. Like what I do and how I show up change people's lives. So it was definitely that. Two, being honest, I needed the money. Let's just call it for what it is. Mindset shift first of knowing my worth, but I needed the money. Because of course we know as we're building businesses and all these different things, it takes money to make money. So how am I supposed to pay off like Kartra and MailChimp and all these other systems that I may or may not need? And I had to add that in there. And I'm only using the funds from my job. Like, no, those funds are accounted for. My job funds are accounted for my household, right? And that's really what it was. I just needed some money. I'm like, I want to pay for, I want to pay my business expenses from my business. Like that was a big thing for me. And two, I also wanted to create something that I could still do while working my full-time job. So that was the other thing.
And I think that's a piece that a lot of people, they automatically assume that they have to leave their job. You don't have to leave your job. If you want to leave your job, you can. But here's a living example of someone who's still in her job and bringing in additional money. If she gets to the point that she's ready to leave, and obviously once she has money coming in monthly and she knows that she can sustain this, it obviously would be like, why would I stay here and spend all my day here when I can make 2 times this over here? But it's not something that you have to make an impulsive decision and decide I'm about to go. So tell us about the plan. So you, a lot of the people, they are in this challenge and they want to make the 10K. I think it's important that you said you need to make money. We got to stop pretending like we don't need to make money. And that is a thing that not just women do, but it's really big with educators. We want to pretend like we have all of the answers. We're good. We got it all together. Everything is great. No, we need to say, I need to make more money. I'm tired of making $3,200 a month. And a lot of us don't really believe that we can make good money, large sums of money. And so I'm so excited to be able to talk about and talk to someone. And here's the other problem. Like when they make the money, they don't want to come back and tell people that they made the money, because then they're scared that people are going to beg them, or their family members are going to want money, or my spouse going to think that he can go out and buy a new car and all these things. That's something else you got to deal with. But you need to feed back into the community who is supporting you to help you to make the money, to encourage other people. Because if Tanjarae can do it, everybody who's in this challenge and everybody who's in this community can do it. So tell us, how this 10K month, how is it breaking down? Tell us a little bit about it.
Baby. So over here in Ivy Prince land, as well as cultivated connections, I'm gonna say this before I go into the plan. It's power in opening your mouth. Oh my gosh, it's power in opening your mouth. Because one of the contributions of the 10K plan is actually a PD opportunity for a school that I'm very familiar with. 1K. So doing the work that I do every day, right? That was a blessing, but that came from just a casual conversation. It just came up and I was asked. So I was like, yep. The other opportunities come from the skills that I've developed as a teacher of like curriculum development. Y'all, I don't understand why we not making money writing curriculums for other people because we have done it throughout our entire career. If that is not a part of your packages, what are you doing? We do it good and we do it, like for lack of better words, damn well. So yeah, that needs to be a part of your packages. But also like reaching out to the community. My people or my community, including some of our Iman family and friends here, they have a need for the services that I do, which is creating the workbooks, creating landing pages, creating all the things. And because I also have educational consulting experience, I have a totally different eye than someone that you would get on Fiverr because I'm doing the work too. But I would definitely say it starts with that intention, like Dr. D said. What started all of this was I just wanted 10K in my savings. I wouldn't name it. There was a discussion my husband and I had of, hey, we will feel good about any transitions that happen after this once we hit this threshold. And that was my goal. Coming in hot, met the goal. We met the goal. So now it's like, okay, let's go for 20. And let's go for 30. And starting with that clear number of like, what would make me feel good if anything was to happen, if I was lose my job today, or I just decided like, I don't want to do it no more. That goal has been met. And that was the driving force of like, we're hitting this. Now the next goal is also like, get out of credit card debt, like personal credit card debt. Okay, let's go that way. So those are the two intentions. What am I going to do? Sell my skills. So when I started to really think about what skills I was going to sell, I had to like even think about what is my workflow? How am I going to do this? What systems do I need? Whether I'm paying for them already or do I need to revamp them to, make them work for me? So that's where it started, and then started to slide in people's DMs. It goes down in the DMs and even showing up, like show up. My cousin actually reached out to me at the business 2 weeks ago. She reached out to me and was like, hey, cuz, do you know anybody that does X, that does websites? And I was like, I do. Oh, well, how much? I sent her on the same system I do everybody else. You got to book a consultation call. I'm going to send you this invoice, all of that. And had I not been posting about my design work, she never would have thought to ask me. Right. And so now my cousin's my client too. She got to pay for it too.
Exactly. And this is real, like, this is exactly what has to happen. Mm-hmm. And if we can just realize that our services are valuable. Let me ask you this. So when you are talking about your work and pitching these services, do you feel like you're selling?
No.
What does it feel like?
Like a casual conversation. Because usually, to be honest, I usually get contracts just based off of me sharing a strategy. Like one quick little strategy. We don't give them all the cake. You get the sprinkle. You get this little sprinkle. And usually that hooks people, because my thing is, I don't believe in operating in a spirit of greed. I believe in operating in the spirit of serving. So even if you never work with me today, tomorrow, whenever, there's something that you're going to leave this conversation with that's going to help whatever problem that you have had. And it could simply be like, girl, maybe you should try using a Planoly or whatever you call it to schedule your social media posts. But Like something so simple that it takes nothing from you. They really could have Googled it. However, you told gave them a little extra strategy. So for me, it doesn't really feel like selling. Just most of the time it comes up in casual conversation of just talking. But being mindful about how much I'm giving away.
Yes, absolutely. And so that is one of the points that I want the people to take away. When you're operating in your gift, you're serving people. These are the gifts that God gave you, and they were given to you to support and help other people, but you do need to be paid for those services, and you should not feel bad asking to be paid. So tell me, so you're on your way, you're right here near your $10,000 goal, and like, what are you going to do to celebrate when you meet this goal this month in a 30-day time period?
So I love Tote and Carry, that brand, and we really like pink, y'all. But it's a hot pink purse on there that I want so bad. It's like $150. So it's not all really expensive, but I want it. So to celebrate, I'm getting my purse.
All right. So see, that's one of the things. Y'all, you see how I asked her that? She didn't know I was going to ask her that.
No, I didn't.
You need to know in advance what your celebration is and come up with it, because that just helps you to have the motivation to move forward, keep showing up for yourself, keep doing the things that you need to do, because we do get tired. Do you ever get tired in this process? Like, even as you think about the work that you come up, how do you combat the idea of I'm tired, I don't want to say anything? How do you move past that?
Ooh, so do I ever get tired? Yes, especially again, because I'm still a teacher. School is starting next week, y'all. So I'm still a teacher, still doing the teachery things, but also setting boundaries. So I can definitely say yes to tired, but how I try to save that is scheduling downtime to just rest. I don't on Sundays. That has changed a lot in the last year and a half. I don't work on Sundays. That's my time, my husband's time. I try not to do a lot on Saturdays, but if I do, we do it in the morning because that's when I work best. And scheduling, self-care time throughout the week. I get my nails done every 2 weeks. That makes me feel rejuvenated, refreshed, or whatever. So scheduling me within the midst of all this is so helpful. But also, I can definitely say there has been a huge shift for me is understanding my capacity. I can't take all the things that I would love to take, no matter who they are, because there's only so much time in a day, and I still gotta live, still gonna get stuck in traffic for 2 hours in Nashville, Tennessee. I gotta account for that. But I also just got to account for mental health, especially because I'm coming in from a creative space. You can't create if you are burnt out. There's no way to do that. So, yes to tired, but setting up a lot of systems in place of even looking at my actual physical systems that I work with. Can this system do the work for me? Like Calendly. Yes. It does everything for me. So, yep.
All right. Awesome. So she gave y'all a lot of strategies, ways to get it done. And I wanted y'all to talk to and see a real live example, because before now, and not just now, but I mean, before, did you really believe that you personally could make $10,000 in a month?
Not at first. Not at first. That was a mindset shift because I didn't know anybody that ever made $10K in a month. Ever. I think I may be the first one in my community of people.
Possibly. And so now, what do you think? What do you think now?
Girl, yeah, we can go for 20. What's up?
Okay. And so now that you are here, you can duplicate. You can do it over and over. And like she said, she can even set her next goal at 20K. She says she wants to pay her credit card debt off. Totally reasonable. How long did you think it was going to take you to pay the credit card debt off before now?
Ooh, about 8 years. That's probably ain't actual, but that's what it was like. But now it's like, girl, get in here and throw this package, write a couple curriculums because it come easy, do a couple of websites. Let's go. We're done.
And how long do you think it'll take you to close to clear your credit card debt now?
Maybe 2 months, 3, depending on how we move this money.
Right. And look at her going from 8 years to 2 to 3 months, all because now you see that you can make money quicker, and it does not depend on you going out to get another job. You're just selling
two jobs for 2 people.
Exactly. I done told them, my sister taught me that. I thank God that she taught me that 2 jobs is for 2 people. Okay. And we just got to add this little caveat on. What did your husband say?
Babe, I knew you can do it. I got you. What do you need? How can I support you? Like, that's literally all the things that were said in the conversation.
See, so that is amazing. And look at us. It brings the relationship closer together. I know when I made my first $10,000, I was so shocked that it was just a 10. It wasn't 2 checks from the school system. Not that 2 checks from the school system came in to make $10,000. Let me be clear. That wasn't the case. And I was the school principal. But it wasn't from me working all month long. It was from me doing a couple of PDs in a school. I had to do a little bit of travel, but I had all of this downtime, and it kind of felt unnatural to see that amount of money hitting my account. And then once I made the $10,000, I was like, oh, that wasn't as hard. In my head, I had made it a whole lot harder than what I thought it should be.
And y'all better get on this passive income, baby. That's my next, that's September's goal, getting the passive income set up.
Yes. We're gonna have to talk about passive income in September, because that's real. Well, Tanjarae, I want to thank you so much for sharing your story with us. This has been amazing to have a real live idea of what it looks like, so that people won't think that, oh, I got to be rigid. I got to just do this one little thing. And to know we're selling our skills and services, we're asking to be paid, we're networking with people, and we are opening our mouths, letting people know what it is I do, how you can support me, telling people to send connections. And more than likely, your first contract is right there in your contacts. So what's your final word for the folks, Tanjarae?
Be flexible. That is the best thing I could tell you all to do, is be flexible. Yes, you want to make this thing work as you should. That education consulting business is the thing, but that's not all you do.
Right.
Hey, all dreams come true, and all work works, as Dr. D says. All work works. So, hang out, be flexible, and go. Make your dreams come true.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you, Tanjarae, for sharing time with us. And y'all come on back for day 8 of the 10K challenge. And we're going to talk about how to attract more clients. Talk to y'all later. See you later, Tanjarae.